and the Jewish people over the course of centuries sought to celebrate the Passover meal as if they themselves had come out of Egypt, out of bondage and into freedom, from sorrow to gladness, from darkness into light, and from servitude to redemption. For in every generation, a man must consider himself as if he himself went out of Egypt. This is a verse found in the Passover Haggada. Now, the Haggada is a sacred book with a long history. It is filled with prayers and old folk songs that go back many hundreds of years. Some of the parts recited actually go back to the Second Temple period, so the book is quite ancient. The Haggadah was once linked to the common book of prayer, but in the late Middle Ages, it becomes a separate sacred text. It is, in essence, a living historical book and a mixture of legends, miracles, prayers, songs, stories, and parables. It is not read. It is sung. It is chanted in a rhythm that ebbs and flows beautifully. The Haggadah played a role in the evolution of Jewish art. The illustrations and illuminations are, well, virtually priceless. I mean, these books are absolutely beautiful. Now, these Hebrew manuscripts were handwritten. These sacred books were originally handwritten. They have historical, literary, and religious importance, and harmoniously combine diverse technologies and handicrafts. For example, the art of design and graphic creativity. These illustrated and illuminated books of blessings come in many languages. You have Aramaic, you have Hebrew, you have Arabic, you have Italian, you have Spanish, you have German, you have French, you have Yiddish, and of course you have English. These sacred Haggadahs celebrate the uniqueness and cohesion of the Jewish community over a wide geographical dissemination. They're spread out all over the world, and the book connects them. The sacred texts were painstakingly written by hand, originally over the course of years and sometimes even decades. This happened during the 2nd century BC up until the 15th century AD and the arrival of the printing press. Now, sadly, many of these sacred books were destroyed. This is, of course, a tragedy. And what survives today is only a small sample. The Haggadah, amongst the most sacred and ancient Jewish books, contains the explanations for the Paschal Lamb, the matzah, or unleavened bread, as well as the bitter herbs. There are psalms of praise and benedictions here. The sacred text evolves with the passage of every generation. As I said, it's a living book, and other parts were added from, well, other sacred Jewish texts, like the Talmud and Midrash, under the influence of the wise sages, spiritual men of God, like the gentle and thoughtful scholar Hillel, a man of patience and tact, who expands the ancient laws of Moses with a fresh and unique vision. To these wise sages, the ancient customs and traditions must now be applied to unforeseen and sometimes rather harsh and unpleasant realities. And the Passover festival or celebration becomes a part of this new vision. All right, with that thought, we're going to take another short musical break. When we return, we're going to examine the Seder, or Passover meal itself, and some of the traditions of that sacred celebration. Traditions like matzah. I like matzah. And the 4 questions and Elijah's cup. But first, some more music. This is Mama Cass Elliot with her signature tune, There's a New World Coming. Stay with us. This is God Rock Radio.